The streets are going crazy right now. Yo, you will not believe what just dropped. This ain't your average rap conspiracy. This is next level, FBI grade wildness. So, get this. Tupac's godmother, the same woman who everyone thought was just some quiet figure behind the scenes, apparently solved the mystery behind Pac's murder. Yeah, solved it. But then, right after spilling those secrets, she dies under super suspicious circumstances. And now, the FBI is leaking classified files tying everything together. Imagine this. You got old school hip-hop legends staying silent, secret letters destroyed, and an underground network of snitches who suddenly went radio silent. Oh, and there's a mysterious voice note that surfaced online. Someone whispering about making sure the truth never comes out. Plus, Tupac's longtime crew is deleting posts, unfollowing people, throwing mad shade. But here's the kicker. It's what happened after she dropped that bombshell that's got the whole internet flipping. A godmother of Tupac's murder case. Dead days later? FBI saying cover-ups. Nah fam, this is bigger than you think. Stick around, because the tea is hot and the story only gets messier from here. Alright, before we dive into the madness, let me set the scene real quick. Tupac Shakur's murder has been the hip-hop cold case that won't quit since 1996. Everyone's got a theory. East Coast versus West Coast, gang hits, corrupt cops, or even shady label politics. But no one ever really cracked the case. At least that's what we thought. Until now. See, there's this figure that barely anyone talks about. Tupac's godmother, Angela Ange Jackson. If you thought godmother just meant someone who showed up at birthday parties or handed out gifts, nah, fam. Ange was the real keeper of Tupac's secrets. People close to Pac said she was like a shadow guardian. Quiet, low-key, but with ties running deep through the streets, old-school rap circles, and even some FBI insiders. For years, Ange worked behind the scenes, piecing together fragments of the case that no one else could touch. She wasn't about the public spotlight. She moved in the shadows, collecting whispers, scanning police files, tracking down witnesses who were too scared to speak out. She even had a few confidential contacts within the FBI who were quietly feeding her information that never made it to the media. This woman was a sleuth with street smarts and government sources, a combo that's rare as hell in the rap world. The big question, why didn't we hear about her before? Well, Ange was paranoid. Sources say she was always checking over her shoulder, deleting messages, changing plans last minute. Like she knew she was swimming with sharks, but had no choice but to keep going. Some say she even kept burner phones, encrypted emails, and only met trusted contacts in hidden locations. The whole situation had a cloak and dagger vibe, like something out of a Netflix true crime series. But this was real life. And the stakes were way higher than just cold cases and mixtapes. Fast forward to late 2024. Ange suddenly dropped a cryptic message on a dark web forum. Something like, "The last piece is in place. The truth will shake the foundation." Nobody outside her circle knew exactly what she meant. But it sent ripples through the conspiracy community. People started digging, connecting dots that hadn't been seen before. But here's where things get even weirder. Right before her death, Ange was spotted meeting with a mysterious visitor in a black SUV late at night. No one knows who this person was, but multiple eyewitnesses swear the meeting looked tense, rushed, and almost like a warning. Then, just days later, Ange died suddenly at her home. Official cause? Heart attack. But this woman was 52, active, and reportedly in good health. Some close to her say she was working on a major breakthrough. A breakthrough that could expose powerful people connected to Tupac's murder. And then boom, she's gone. Almost immediately, her digital footprint started disappearing. Files on her computer wiped clean. Her phone dead and unreachable. Contacts who tried to reach her got silence. It was like someone wanted to erase every trace of what she uncovered. The FBI, who had previously stayed quiet on Tupac's case, suddenly leaked classified files to select journalists and hip-hop bloggers, confirming Ange's death and hinting that she was onto something big. But the details were vague, loaded with redactions, and felt like a tease, a way to control the narrative without spilling the full truth. The streets caught on quick. Tupac's old crew? They went radio silent, or started deleting posts referencing Ange. The internet exploded with fans, rappers, and conspiracy theorists debating if this was a cover-up or just a tragic coincidence. At this point, it wasn't just about Tupac anymore. It was about who controls the story, who's willing to risk everything to keep the truth hidden, and who's scared enough to kill for it. Ange's death opened a door that no one thought would ever be unlocked. And trust me, when that door cracks open, the whole damn house is gonna shake. All right. So just when everyone thought this was gonna stay some low-key underground secret, the internet got hit with a leak so wild it set the whole rap community on fire. It started with a 4-second voice note. Yeah, just 4 seconds, posted anonymously on a Reddit conspiracy thread. No intro, no context, just a raw clip that sounded like someone whispering in a shadowy alley. Make sure she doesn't talk. Can't let the truth get out. That's it. 4 words, but damn, the implications? Nuclear. The voice was gritty, low, and tense. Like someone with everything to lose was giving an order. Immediately, Twitter exploded. People started speculating, who's she? Obviously Ange. Who's the voice? A government agent? A Tupac crew member? A hired assassin? Tupac, Godmother, and Try Justice for Ange started trending in minutes. Everyone from hip-hop heads to conspiracy theorists was hitting the timeline with wild takes, memes, and deep dives. Now, here's where it gets chaotic. Some internet sleuths started frame by frame analyzing the audio waveform. They zoomed in on background noises. Could they hear cars, footsteps, a faint siren? Some even thought they caught a whispered name at the end, something like JD, the mysterious figure Ange supposedly exposed. Meanwhile, TikTok blew up with creators remixing the clip over visuals of Tupac interviews, Vegas streets, and dramatic reenactments. One viral vid had a shaky handheld camera zooming into a dark alley while the whisper repeated. Hundreds of thousands of views in hours. DJ Academics, king of rap T, couldn't resist. He hopped on Twitter and dropped, "Y'all seen this 4-sec clip? If this ain't the most chilling thing to drop about Pac's murder in decades, IDK what is? Somebody's scared. Somebody's ordering hits. This ain't no street beef. This is next level power moves." That tweet alone sent the story viral beyond the usual hip-hop circles. It even started trending in mainstream news outlets, mostly, as mysterious audio clip linked to Tupac cold case. But the buzz was undeniable. Fans also started digging into old interviews and tapes from Tupac's Vegas night, trying to find clues that might connect to the voice note. A few claimed they recognized the voice, either as a known FBI informant or a member of a rival gang long suspected of involvement. But nothing concrete, just rumors and vibes. One popular Twitter thread claimed the voice was definitely an FBI insider warning someone off, a whistleblower afraid that Ange's findings would trigger a chain reaction exposing corruption at the highest levels. That theory gained traction because shortly after the leak, multiple related government documents began circulating online, heavily redacted, but hinting at internal investigations connected to Tupac's case. The leak also opened up a floodgate of other supposed insider info from anonymous sources. One claimed that Tupac's murder wasn't just a gang shooting. It was orchestrated by a coalition of street bosses and corrupt officials working together to silence him for political reasons. Another said the music labels at the time were trying to cover tracks about who controlled Pac's legacy and profits. Meanwhile, hip-hop blogs like Complex and The Shade Room started dedicating entire segments to the story, breaking down every little update with live reaction videos and interviews from insiders. YouTube channels like this one blew up with conspiracy series about Tupac's murder, Ange's mysterious death, and the explosive voice note. Fans on Reddit's hip-hop heads went into full detective mode. There were hours-long marathon streams where users pieced together timelines, mapped out who was linked to Ange, and speculated on the identity of the mysterious JD figure mentioned in some leaked documents. But the craziest part? Some people started getting anonymous threats online, warning them to stop digging. Screenshots of the threats made rounds across socials, adding another layer of paranoia and intensity to the whole saga. In the midst of all this, some OG rappers who've stayed silent for decades began dropping hints in interviews, some cryptic, some borderline confessions. The narrative was shifting from cold case to active war zone. So yeah, that tiny 4-second clip, it flipped everything upside down. It's like someone handed the rap world a detonator and said, press play, and press play they did. The internet, the streets, and the hip-hop community were officially on fire. Yo, if you thought the leak was wild, wait till you see what went down next. Straight up digital warzone vibes. The social media game went from 0 to 100 real quick, and it was clear someone was trying to erase every trace of the truth Ange was chasing. First up, Bree. You remember Bree, right? Lil Baby's longtime assistant, basically the gatekeeper to his entire world. Out of nowhere, Bree drops a shady IG story. It's cryptic as hell, just a black screen with white text saying, "Funny how tables turn. Watch who's left standing when the dust settles." No tags, no names, but you know the whole internet instantly connected the dots to the unfolding Tupac-Ange drama and the leak. The story was live for 3 minutes? Then deleted. But by then, screenshots were already flooding Twitter, TikTok, and Reddit. People speculated, was Bree throwing shade at the crew that wanted Ange silenced? Or was this a low-key jab at people in Lil Baby's camp? The tea was piping hot, and the silence that followed made it feel like a bomb dropped, and everyone ducked for cover. Then came the next move that shook the game. Offset unfollowing Lil Baby on Instagram. No announcement, no caption, just unfollow. And you know when big artists unfollow each other, it's never just accidental. Fans went ballistic. The Offset unfollows Lil Baby hashtag exploded on Twitter and Instagram stories, with everyone trying to decode the silent feud. To make things messier, Lil Yachty, who's been quiet on all this, liked a tweet that said, "When loyalty's a game, everyone ends up a loser." Bro, you don't just accidentally like shady tweets like that. It was like he was throwing shade from the sidelines, fueling the fire but not officially picking sides. Screenshots again flew around the internet faster than you could say barbershop beef. Now here's the real kicker. Multiple accounts started reporting suspicious activity. Some claim that accounts linked to Ange's closest contacts suddenly vanished or were deactivated. Others said Instagram was mysteriously deleting posts that referenced Tupac's Godmother or the leaked audio clip. One viral TikTok showed a user trying to repost Ange's old photos and research notes only for their account to be temporarily banned. The video racked up hundreds of thousands of views before it was pulled. Cue more conspiracy theories that someone was controlling the narrative behind the scenes, possibly even using bots or insiders to scrub the internet clean. Meanwhile, forums on Reddit and Discord blew up with users sharing archives and backups of every deleted post, story, and tweet. Some even created shared Google Drives packed with screenshots, audio clips, and even leaked FBI docs. It felt like an underground library built to preserve a truth someone wanted buried forever. And if that wasn't enough, multiple people started getting shadow banned or quietly suspended on Twitter for tweeting about Ange or the leaked audio. You'd think it was a glitch, but nah. Too many accounts too fast, all pushing the same story. That screams censorship. The whole scene was like watching a digital tug of war, with different factions battling for control over the Tupac narrative. Everyone knew there was something deeper going on, but the social media silence from the artists themselves, deafening. Adding fuel to the fire, a few close friends of Lil Baby started posting cryptic emojis on their stories, snakes, eyes, and skulls, then deleting them just minutes later. It's like the camp was leaking their own coded messages, but no one outside could fully crack them. On the flip side, Offset's side started going quiet too. No tweets, no posts, just a few mysterious shares of old Tupac videos on his IG, like a subtle nod or maybe a warning. Fans took it both ways. Some said it was respect, others said it was a flex. I know what's really going on, and I'm not here to play. To top it all off, a couple of big-name bloggers who usually ride the wave for clicks suddenly stopped covering the story. Some insiders claimed they got calls from higher-ups warning them to back off or risk losing access to exclusive content and events. The old guard knew this wasn't just rap gossip anymore. It was a dangerous game. Meanwhile, in the background, forums lit up with users sharing supposed leaked DMs between studio engineers and label execs, talking about deleting security footage from the night Ange supposedly found the final clue on Tupac's case. We'll dive deeper into that next, but for now, just know the social media chaos was only the surface of a much bigger mess. Man, this whole digital mess, it's like watching a slow-motion explosion. Everything's breaking apart, but the truth is trying to fight its way through. Stay tuned, because the next chapter reveals just how far they went to cover this up. By the time the deleted posts, shady tweets and leaks had fully cycled through the internet. The vibe shifted from, yo, this is crazy, to yo, this is scary. The energy was no longer just hype. It was heavy. People who'd been close to Ange, to Pac's legacy, even to the labels and crews around it, started moving different. You could feel it through the screen. The first big signal came from Lil Baby himself. Out of nowhere, In the middle of the trending chaos, he tweets, "I'm good off everybody." 4 words, emoji included. No tags, no context, but the meaning, loud and clear. He was washing his hands of people. Fans quote tweeted it like crazy, adding theories, memes, and think pieces. Is baby scared? Is baby guilty? Is baby next? The tweet was deleted after a few hours, but the screenshots were already viral. Then Offset posted a studio clip. At first glance, it looked normal. Him in the booth, laughing, vibing with his people. But fans caught the energy right away. His laugh was forced. His eyes weren't smiling. He just stared at his phone between takes, shaking his head. No caption. Just vibes that screamed, "This ain't what it looks like." One blog captioned the video, "Offset's body language says it all." Another wrote, "He looks fake happy, like someone who knows the room's bugged." The comment sections were brutal. People dissecting every frame, every hand movement, every glance at the phone. Meanwhile, inside circles started leaking little whispers. A producer who'd worked with both Baby and Offset told a podcaster off the record, "Bro, it's weird in there. Everyone's jumpy. No one's sure who's recording who. It's like a trap house full of microphones." The QC camp, the label umbrella that connects so many of these players, was visibly split down the middle. Some of their usual public faces were tweeting tributes to Ange, calling her a legend, an unsung hero, the woman who saw the truth when nobody else did. Others were silent, unfollowing people, blocking fans who asked too many questions. It was like watching a family dinner turn into a mob meeting. One insider posted on a burner account, "Y'all don't even know the half." People getting calls at 3 a.m, people crying, people scared to even open their DMs. The tweet blew up before the account vanished. Even OGs started acting strange. An older rapper who's known to be close to Tupac's estate posted a photo of a candle and wrote, "Some truths hurt more than bullets." Fans immediately linked it to a cryptic IG story from Tupac's daughter a day earlier. The exact same phrase. She'd posted it with a black heart emoji, then deleted it. This wasn't just random social media messiness anymore. It felt like coordinated panic. People within the orbit of Pac's legacy were suddenly talking in codes, deleting things, or going silent altogether. The fans were feeling it too. Threads on Reddit and Twitter were turning darker. Less jokes, more "yo stay safe" comments. One viral TikTok showed a girl saying, "I've been following the Tupac Godmother story since day one, and now my posts keep getting removed." The video got 400,000 likes before TikTok flagged it for community guidelines. The tension spilled into real life. Paparazzi photos caught Baby leaving a studio in LA looking stressed. Hoodie up, no jewelry, head down. Offset was spotted at a private security firm in Atlanta. Rumors swirled he was locking things down in case things popped off. Even DJs started feeling it. Academics went on IG Live and said, "This is the weirdest energy I've seen in the game since the XXXTentacion situation." People deleting posts, moving paranoid, changing numbers. Something's up. It's important to understand. This is the part of a story where everyone who knows anything starts doing math in their heads. Who do I owe? Who can I trust? Who's watching me? That's why the vibes felt off. This wasn't just entertainment gossip. This was survival mode. Fans noticed weird patterns too. Artists linked to the case were posting late-night tweets and IG captions with snake emojis, eye emojis, or just soon. One rapper simply tweeted, "Pray for me," and dipped. Another posted a selfie with a caption, "Not everyone wants the truth out." And through all of it, the center of the storm, Tupac's godmother Ange, couldn't speak for herself anymore. Her death left a vacuum, and into that vacuum poured speculation, paranoia, and 1,000 clout-chasing insiders trying to rewrite the narrative. By the end of the week, even the news cycle caught the emotional fallout. Big outlets started running think pieces titled "The Tupac Godmother," Mystery and Hip-Hop's Trust Crisis and How Social Media, Conspiracies Are Splitting Rap, Culture. The public story had gone from a shocking leak to a soap opera, but inside, people were genuinely scared. In short, the emotional fallout was real. The tension wasn't just online, it was in the studios, in the labels, in the DM group chats. Everyone was watching everyone, and nobody knew who would be next to speak or disappear. By the time the deleted posts, shady tweets, and leaks had fully circulated online, the vibe shifted from "this is wild" to straight up tense. This wasn't just entertainment anymore. It felt like something dangerous was happening behind the scenes. People close to Ange, to Tupac's legacy, even inside the labels and crews, started acting different. You could feel it through the DMs, the live streams, even the silence. The first real signal came from Lil Baby. Out of nowhere, in the middle of the social media chaos, he tweets, "I'm good off everybody." No tags, no explanation, just those 4 words and the emoji. But that message hit like a bomb. Fans immediately started theorizing. Was he scared? Was he cutting ties because things were about to get ugly? Or was it guilt? The tweet was deleted after a few hours. But of course, the screenshots were already everywhere. Then came Offset's move. He posted a studio video. At first, it seemed normal, laughing, vibing, doing his thing. But fans watching closely noticed something off. His laugh sounded forced. His eyes didn't match the smile. Between takes, he was glued to his phone, shaking his head silently like he couldn't believe what he was seeing. No caption, just a mood. The internet exploded with breakdowns. Offset looks fake happy, like someone who knows shit's about to blow, one blog wrote. Another said, he's definitely stressed but trying to hide it. People zoomed into the video frame by frame, searching for any hint of what he was really feeling. Inside sources began leaking whispers. A producer who worked with both Baby and Offset told a podcaster off the record, "It's tense in the studio. Everyone's on edge. No one's really talking, but you can feel it. Like everyone's watching their backs." The label crew around quality control, QC, which connects all these players, was visibly split. Some artists and insiders started publicly supporting Ange, calling her the real one who tried to get justice for Pac. Others went silent, unfollowing people and blocking fans asking too many questions. It felt like a family feud turning into a full-on gang war. A burner account leaked a cryptic tweet, "Y'all don't know the half," calls at 3 a.m, people crying. People scared to open their DMs. The tweet went viral, then the account disappeared. Even old-school rappers close to Tupac's estate got involved. One posted a photo of a burning candle with the caption, "Some truths hurt more than bullets." Tupac's daughter posted the same phrase with a black heart emoji, then deleted it almost immediately. Fans took it as a direct nod to the growing drama. This wasn't just social media noise anymore. It was real fear and paranoia. People who knew the truth were talking in code, deleting posts and going silent. In code, deleting posts and going silent. Fans felt the shift too. Reddit and Twitter threads turned dark. The jokes stopped, replaced by serious, stay safe warnings. A viral TikTok showed a girl saying, "I've been following the Tupac Godmother story from day one, but now my posts keep getting deleted." That video got hundreds of thousands of views before TikTok flagged it for community guidelines. The tension wasn't just online, it spilled into the streets. Paparazzi caught Lil Baby leaving a studio late at night. Hoodie pulled up, looking stressed, avoiding eye contact. Offset was seen meeting with a private security team in Atlanta. Rumors spread that he was locking down his crew in case things got violent. Even DJ Academics went live saying, "This is the weirdest energy in hip-hop since the X situation." People deleting posts, changing numbers, moving paranoid. Something's definitely up. Everyone who knew anything was doing mental math. Who can I trust? Who's watching me? Artists linked to the story started posting cryptic emojis, snakes, eyes, skulls, then deleting them minutes later. One rapper tweeted, "Pray for me," and vanished from social media. Another posted a selfie with the caption, "Not everyone wants the truth out," and at the center of it all was Tupac's godmother, Ange. Gone now, but her death created a vacuum. Into that vacuum poured rumors, paranoia, and 1,000 insiders trying to rewrite the story for clout. Mainstream news caught on too. Big outlets ran think pieces about the Tupac Godmother mystery in hip-hop's trust crisis and how social media conspiracies are splitting rap culture. What started as a shocking leak had turned into a soap opera, but for those involved, it was real pain, real fear, and a real crisis of trust. The emotional fallout wasn't just online. It was in the studios, the labels, the DM groups. Everyone was watching everyone else. And nobody knew who'd be next to talk or disappear. Just when you thought the drama couldn't get any messier, the internet got hit with a fresh dose of chaos that had even the biggest skeptics squinting at their screens. Enter the AI voice clip. Yeah, you heard that right. The clip surfaced on Twitter and TikTok like wildfire. It was a grainy 10-second audio file where a voice uncannily sounded like Offset, but the words, chilling. The voice was heard saying something like, "Make sure baby don't walk out of that studio alone. We gotta control the narrative." Fans lost their minds. Was it real, deepfake, a leaked recording, or a sick setup? The clip sparked a heated debate that divided the streets and Twitter timelines. Some tech experts chimed in, saying the audio's frequency patterns and pitch shifts were signs of AI voice synthesis. "It's a deep fake, for sure," claimed one popular YouTube channel's tech analyst. But others said the emotion and subtle inflections were too raw to be fake. "No AI can perfectly mimic Offset's cadence like that," tweeted a former producer close to the crew. As dominant Offset deepfake and Triac studio setup trends took over, conspiracy theorists went full Reddit mode, running spectral audio analyses, breaking down waveform patterns, even trying to trace the source IP of the upload. It was like watching the X-Files of hip-hop, but while everyone argued about the clip's authenticity, something else dropped in the DMs, and this one hit hard. Screenshots leaked from a burner account purportedly belonging to a studio engineer showed a direct message conversation with an unknown sender offering a $5,000 cash bribe to wipe the footage from the night Ange cracked the case. The engineer allegedly replied, "You serious? That's a big risk," and the sender shot back, "Label said it's gotta go. No questions." If this was legit, and multiple sources have hinted it is, it meant the stakes were way higher than just a feud between Offset and Lil Baby. This was label-level sabotage, a power play by people who really didn't want the truth coming out, adding fuel to the fire. An insider close to Ange's circle dropped a cryptic line in a private chat that got leaked to the public. They're not just cleaning up social media, they're erasing history. This cast a shadow over the whole saga, making fans wonder, was Tupac's godmother silenced because she was too close to the truth? And if so, how deep does this rabbit hole go? Meanwhile, in the background, whispers surfaced about meetings between label execs and studio security teams, coordinating to control everything from footage to narrative leaks. One anonymous source claimed that security footage from the night Ange supposedly found a breakthrough was mysteriously missing from multiple studio cameras. Remember how we said deleted evidence and shadow bans were happening online? This was the offline, real-world counterpart, an attempt to literally erase proof. The internet was flooded with theories. Was the $5K bribe just the tip of the iceberg? Was there a bigger conspiracy involving the major labels trying to cover up something that could shake the industry? Some suggested it might even involve collusion between rival crews or government agencies with a vested interest in keeping Tupac's murder unsolved. One burner account posted a wild thread. If this is true, then the narrative we've been fed for decades about Tupac's death was manufactured. And now, someone's scared that the final pieces are about to fall into place. That thread blew up with thousands of retweets, likes, and heated debates. People tagged every rapper, DJ, and influencer they could think of, demanding answers, calling for transparency, and then, just as quickly as it appeared, the AI clip and DM leaks started disappearing. Tweets got deleted, accounts went private, and videos were taken down. But by then, the damage was done. The rumor mill had spun into overdrive. Backstage, in quiet corners of the internet, insiders warned, this ain't just rap beef. This is a war over power, money, and legacy. Someone's rewriting history, and they're willing to pay to do it. The big question? Who's really pulling the strings? And what's the next move? The tension that had been simmering online and behind the scenes finally boiled over at one of the most iconic spots in Atlanta, Magic City. You know the place, where hip-hop drama often plays out in real life, away from cameras and Twitter beefs. Rumors started flying that Offset's crew and Lil Baby's people ran into each other unexpectedly that night. Sources say it wasn't planned, more like a collision course that nobody wanted but nobody could avoid. Social media chatter exploded with cryptic references to words exchanged, heated vibes, and someone almost losing it. Then blurry, shaky cell phone footage dropped online. It showed a chaotic scene, voices raised, heated arguing, and someone shouting, "Don't touch him till it's handled." The clip was grainy, but the anger was unmistakable. No punches were thrown, but the tension was so thick, you could almost hear the silence between the words. Fans and insiders started piecing it together. The shouting voice was allegedly from one of Offset's cousins, trying to keep things from escalating while the rest of the crew stood on edge. Lil Baby and Offset themselves weren't clearly visible, but their entourages looked ready to snap. What made the situation even weirder? Right after the confrontation, multiple burner accounts known for spilling hip-hop tea suddenly went silent. Accounts that had been live tweeting or dropping leaks about the Tupac Godmother saga vanished overnight. Some deleting years of content. This blackout only added fuel to the fire. Were these burner accounts silenced by threats? Paid off? Or did they decide to back off because things were about to get way too dangerous? Meanwhile, in private DM groups, fans leaked screenshots of conversations between crew members, debating whether to call a truce or handle business quietly. The divide between Baby and Offset camps was at its peak, with some insisting on keeping things peaceful and others pushing for retaliation. Adding to the chaos, an anonymous source close to the scene spilled to a hip-hop blogger. It wasn't just words. You could feel the history, the betrayal, and the anger all mixed into one moment. Everyone knew something big was on the line, like this was about more than just rap beef. This confrontation wasn't just about pride or music anymore. It was a clash fueled by paranoia, betrayal, and the heavy shadow of Tupac's unsolved murder mystery. Some insiders speculated that the Magic City confrontation was the last straw for many, a warning that the ongoing drama could spiral into violence if someone didn't step in. After that night, the streets went quieter, but the tension didn't go away. If anything, it got heavier. Fans started noticing key figures deleting posts, avoiding events, and shutting down interviews. The silence was deafening. In the world of rap, when burner accounts disappear and crews go dark after a heated confrontation, you know something serious is brewing. The internet waited, held its breath, and waited for the next move. A diss track, a public statement, or maybe even something worse. After that explosive night at Magic City, the streets and socials went dead silent. Not the peaceful kind of silence, more like the quiet right before a hurricane hits. Everyone was holding their cards tight, eyes wide open, waiting for someone to break the silence and drop the next bomb. But it never came. Both Offset and Lil Baby's camps went radio silent. No interviews, no new music, no social media updates. It was like they all collectively agreed to hit pause. But fans knew it wasn't because the drama was over. Nah, it was because things were about to get real. One by one, people inside the circle started unfollowing each other. OGs who once posted tag team pics of studio sessions suddenly scrubbed their IGs clean. A couple of influential figures linked to both sides vanished from Twitter, their profiles wiped like they never existed. The most shocking move? Offset's own cousin Michi, yeah, the guy whose voice was caught in that viral voice note, deleted his entire Instagram overnight. No explanation, no farewell post, just gone. That disappearance sent shockwaves through the fan base. If Michi's ducking, what else is going down? People asked. Meanwhile, the label reps and quality control executives kept their lips sealed tighter than a bank vault. No statements. No press releases, just cold silence that only added fuel to speculation. It felt like everyone was waiting for the other side to make the first move, but no one was ready to crack. Twitter threads exploded with theories. Was this the calm before a diss track? A massive fallout? Or worse, a violent escalation? Fans dug through every old tweet, every deleted IG caption, looking for clues. Conspiracy threads ran wild. With some swearing, they spotted subliminal shots in past music videos, or cryptic tweets hinting at what was really going down behind the scenes. The whole hip-hop community was collectively holding its breath, itching for any scrap of info to break the silence. Even bigger artists known for stirring drama stayed out of it, some seemingly scared to touch the powder keg. Meanwhile, TikTok videos analyzing Offset and Baby's past interviews went viral again, with fans pointing out body language and micro-expressions that suggested they knew more than they were letting on. People dissected studio footage like detectives, searching for the moment things went sideways. And then there were the burner accounts. Remember how they disappeared after the Magic City confrontation? Some started creeping back, dropping cryptic one-liners and emojis, but no real tea. The internet tried to decode their silence. Were they on lockdown or waiting for the perfect moment? One notable burner tweeted, "Patience is a weapon." The storm's coming! That tweet sparked a frenzy. Everyone waited, scrolled, and refreshed, knowing this story was far from over. The silence also gave rise to a new kind of paranoia. Fans started suspecting anyone who suddenly went quiet. Why'd you delete that post? Who told you to disappear? Are you hiding something? The digital sleuthing was relentless, but perhaps the most telling sign of all, the absence of any official word from either Offset or Lil Baby. When two of hip-hop's biggest names go mute at once during a public crisis, the tea is hotter than ever, and the stakes sky high. The question now, is this quiet before the biggest clapback in rap history, or is it a slow burn, the prelude to something darker? Either way, the internet's hungry for answers, and waiting for that moment when one of them finally breaks the silence and sets the record straight. All right, fam, let's break it down one last time before we all lose our minds. We started with a leaked voice note that blew up the internet, setting off a chain reaction of shady IG deletes, unfollows, and secret messages. Then came the AI voice clip that had everybody asking, is this real or some deepfake next-level conspiracy? Add the 5K bribe to erase footage, the Magic City showdown that had crews on edge, and the silent treatment from both Offset and Lil Baby's camps. And what do we have? A perfect storm of betrayal, paranoia, and maybe even some label-level sabotage. Tupac's godmother dies right after supposedly cracking the case. The timing is too wild to ignore. The story's got all the ingredients of a blockbuster. But this is real life, with real people caught up in a mess way bigger than just music beef. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Is this whole thing just rap politics playing out like a soap opera? Or is someone really setting up Baby and Offset to take the fall? Is the truth locked away behind deleted DMs and shadowy burner accounts? That's where you come in. I want to know what you think happened. Was it a setup, a power move, or just the messy side of the hip-hop game? Drop your wildest theories in the comments, smash that like button if you're here for the chaos, and hit subscribe because trust me, the next chapter in this saga could drop any minute, and you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned, stay messy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.